It is time for another load workup in 6.5 Grendel, and today we are going to be searching for a hog and deer load with the 120 grain Speer Gold Dot. This is a bullet that I've seen perform pretty well on some other YouTube channels, so we're going to give it a try. I've already got 25 pieces of 6.5 Grendel brass. This is Hornady, primed up with CCI 450s. And we're going to use Varget today as our powder. I've got load data directly from Speer, and they have got Varget AR Comp and 8208 XBR listed on here, which are all powders that I have. There's several others, but these three powders are ones, thankfully, that kind of fall into the upper end of the velocity that they list, somewhere around 2420 for the Varget as a maximum. Though they do not list what barrel length they used. Now, the top line here, and maybe I'll put a picture of this up there, but the top line on here is Power Pro 2000 MR, and they've got a crazy velocity of 2620 listed for that. So I suppose it's possible that I will try that powder in the future if I'm not getting what I want to out of any of the ones I already have. I do have 250 of these bullets. They come in boxes of 50 bullets, and I got 5 of them. So I've got 250 to try out, so we can try several different powder combinations. But for today, we're going to go with the Varget. I'm going to their maximum listed charge here of 26.8 grains, and going down from that in 0.3 of a grain increments all the way down to 25.6, which is the one we'll start with. So let me get things set up here, and we will get measuring powder. I'm just testing out different Lee scoops here, and my 1.9 cc scoop is throwing... No, with a level scoop, it looks like it's throwing 25.5, so that's the one we'll go with. I gotta be careful not to get the scoop over level. Okay, so all we gotta do is trickle up 1/10 of a grain here, get my trickler primed. And there we've got 25.6 for our... Got 25.6 for our starting charge. Weigh that a couple of times to make sure everything's looking right. Yes, it is. Powder measure's playing nice with me today, which is unusual. And comes back to 0. Alright, we'll just keep up with that. Oh, that through 26 grains. Alright, and 25.6. So I'm going to keep measuring powder. I've got those 5 different charges to weigh, and I will come back to you when I'm finished. So I just got done measuring out all those charges, and I thought I would show you 1.2 grains. That's the amount of powder difference between the lightest charge and the heaviest charge we're shooting today. So not a huge range. I'm hoping we get some results that are actually measurable. I have charged all these cases now, done a visual inspection to make sure that there's powder in every case, so we're going to get to bullet seating. Alright, so here's the bullet we're working with today. Kind of a unique looking thing, not a shiny color on the outside. And then we've got that soft tip right there. So it'll be interesting to see how these shoot. I did chamfer and deburr the case mouths, but as you can see, they sit a little funny on there because the little bit of a boat tail that they have is actually rebaited. So they don't sit on there just great. So what I might do to keep from knocking things all over the place is go one at a time. I'm going to back off my bullet seater quite a bit. I've got it set for, had it set for the Hornady AMAX. And we're shooting for 2.260 for an overall length. Goes down in there just fine. And I do definitely hear some powder movement, so we're not going to be worried about compression. Let's see where we are. Okay, we're a little short at 2.239. Let me double check. Yeah, 2.260 is where we want to sit. So I'm going to set that one aside. And I might have to knock that one out just a little bit. I'm going to screw my stem way out a little more. And let's see another one. Oh yeah, I'm a mile long now. I can see it. Okay, let's take a measurement and see where we're at. 2.296. 2.279, we're getting closer. 2.271. 2.251. I cut that down too much. I'll set that one aside as well. You know what, let me make sure. It doesn't feel like the tension is that much. I'm going to make sure that I can't pull the bullet by hand. And no, I can't. So that's good. There's at least enough tension on it for that. No, I didn't budge it a bit. Doesn't feel like there's very much neck tension. .264. I'm closing in. I'm going really small increments now. I've not done a test with this bullet to see what the overall length for the rifle is, but I should be plenty fine at 2.260, and there it is. So let's go ahead and go on to the next one. .258. Okay, we're right in that ballpark now. .25595. Close enough. Close enough. Okay, now let's go to the highest charge here. And let's see if there is any compression at all. With that little difference in powder, I'm not expecting any. No, I still hear powder moving around in the case, and our overall length is 2.260. So, I'm going to go ahead and seat these. Actually, before I turn the camera off, let's measure neck tension. See if we can tell what we've got to work with. Okay, I've got 0.286, probably hard to see there. Right at the case mouth, 0.284 maybe. 0.285, that's what we'll go with. Okay, let's seat a bullet with this top charge here. And see if it grows. It should grow by a couple of thousandths. Okay, we're at 0.287, so we've got about 3 thousandths of neck tension. I'm going to go ahead and finish seating the rest of these bullets, and the next time I flip the camera back on, I'll be out at the range and we'll shoot them. Camera angle is going to be a little bit different today to account for some of the weird lighting conditions we have. You see it's super bright up here and really shady back here. The sun is moving, so that'll change a little bit. But for now, you're going to see a little more of me, well, and the target. So we're going to go down and take a look at our sighter and warm-up shots that I've just taken with the gun, and then we'll get shooting. So I've sighted in with the Hornady Black factory ammo, and you can see I'm kind of glad that I fouled things up because I had just cleaned this gun, and my first shot was clear up here. Then the next 3 shots were pretty much right on top of each other here, and my aim point was here. So I've dropped it down 6 clicks, so 1.5 minutes, and we should be somewhere around here for our starting shots with 25.6 grains of Varget. When we get to this target, we'll just have to note that that shot is not included in the group. Okay, we're back here at the gun. The gun, of course, is a home-built lower Palmetto State Armory with a CMC trigger. I believe this is a 2.5 pound, and then a Aero Precision 6.5 Grendel upper, topped up with a Vortex Viper HST 6-24x50 scope. We've shot our sighters adjusted, so it's time to start loading up our ammo. We're going to start with this first charge, and we're going to be evaluating several things, of course, as we do with any new ammo load. Going to be evaluating for pressure, velocity. Accuracy is the #1 concern with this load. And the other thing is for how they feed, because this is 2.260 overall length. We should have plenty of room in the magazine. That is Speer's recommended load data, and we shouldn't have any trouble running into the lands. Yep, they load into the magazine just fine. So let's get shooting. So let's get shooting. Alright, we're right where we want to be for point of impact. And to look at the brass shows nothing surprising. That's a good start. And a velocity of 21.26. A little slow. Okay, so that last shot might have been my error. We did lock the bolt back. I know the second shot was my error. I've got a little bit of caffeine jitters, unfortunately. Because this morning I was not banking on shooting today. So I drank a little more coffee than I probably should have. But our brass is looking good. Velocity is looking real slow, and we've got potential for accuracy, but we're not seeing the accuracy yet. Still getting a weird recoil on the AR platform, and I'm just not used to it. Yikes, that brass is hot. Okay, looking good though. That group was all over the place. Okay, we're remembering on this target that we're ignoring that first hole. Recoil's feeling more normal on that. Brass still looks good. So we had that one shot that was way off. And that extra hole is going to be inside our group anyway, so it's not going to make a difference. But yikes! It's starting to look like, especially with the velocities we're getting, not topping 2,200 feet per second yet, Varget may not be our powder. Alright, barrel's getting pretty hot. We're going to take a few minutes, let it cool off, and we'll resume with our last two groups. We've got our weird light situation again, but I'm just going to go with it. Alright, so that group was terrible. Brass still looks good. We'll give it just a second and shoot our last group, but I don't have high hopes. Alright, enough out here. Let's get back to the bench and talk about it. Let's take a look at our results, and I'm not even going to post the velocities on here. I'll just tell you about them. But as you can see, we're not doing too well. Now, our average 4-shot group was hovering right around 1 MOA, so it's not terrible. 4 shots into 0.820 on the first group, 4 shots into 0.965 over here. All over the place over here. Now this is where we start to come into where it looks like it's going to be sort of accurate. 0.731, that's just under 1 MOA right here on our last group at our highest charge of 26.8 grains. We didn't have, now they're all over the place, but we didn't have any pressure signs whatsoever. So I think we could probably go quite a bit higher with Varget, but it's not going to be worth it to us because we are sitting at our highest group here. We had an average of 2199, so 2,200 feet per second, an extreme spread of 43, and a standard deviation of 18. Not real good. We could probably tighten those numbers up a little bit with a little more charge in the case. Even on that highest charge, the case wasn't full. We've probably got room to grow. Let me see here. Oh yeah, here's our Speer sheet. This is the load sheet right from Speer. It's saying we should be getting 2420. Now, they don't say what barrel length they used. I'm guessing they used somewhere between a 20 and a 24 inch, and we have a 20-inch barrel, but they don't say here. So could that extra 200 feet per second be in barrel length? I don't know. It was cycling the action fine. It was giving us what we normally see on brass, actually even a little less. So what's next? Probably AR comp. That's the next powder moving on down the list here. And it lists it at about the same max velocity, like 2418 with their top charge of 25.3 grains. Let's take a look at the bullets, because I was able to recover 4 of them. And I can tell that they are these bullets because of the rebated boat tail. So we've got some weird stuff going on with some of them. But again, these were tumbling through dirt, not ballistics gel. But we've got some pretty decent expansion on a lot of them. And I'm just kind of curious as to what kind of weight retention we have on the ones that look like they retained weight. Now this isn't going to be probably accurate, again, because this is in dirt, not in ballistics gel or tissue. But we've got 104.5 grains on this one. 117.8 grains, which is kind of crazy. And 92.9 grains. We started out at 120 grains. So we lost 2.1 grain on that bullet, which is kind of impressive. The expansion looks like it's going to be great. Interesting note, these are the only bullets, besides a few jackets from 30 cal bullets that I'd shot before, but these are the only bullets that I was able to recover from the berm today. And I didn't dig very deep, but I didn't have to. I'm thinking that these are penetrating quite a bit less than say the AMAXs or the ELDMs. And I'm guessing that's because of expansion. So anyway, that's just kind of anecdotal, but it's what we got. Like I said, next up, AR comp. Hopefully we get some better velocities with this. If not, we might have to buy a can of Power Pro 2000 MR and see where we get with it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video today. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stick around because there's more to come.